A lot of men aren't weak, they're strong and exhausted. Most training programs don't address this. You can be strong in the gym, but tired everywhere else. And that happens to a lot of us. You start to lose motivation. You don't want to work out. You don't have the energy to put forth your maximum effort when you're in the gym. You don't have the energy to play with your kids. You don't have the stamina to stay awake and do things with your family. When you get done with work, you just want to come home, sit down, and relax. I get it. I've been there, and it's tough. Fatigue isn't a character flaw. Fatigue is something that happens to all of us. Unfortunately, your body can't differentiate between physical stress and the mental stress from work or other parts of your life. Stress debt is a real thing. And unfortunately, it adds up very quickly. The more often you work out, your battery starts to get drained. And it doesn't get drained all the way. So when you're resting and you're sleeping, you're going to get a little bit of that energy back. The problem is then when stuff outside of the gym in real life, stress, playing with kids, whatever it is, that also takes away from the energy bucket and your battery gets drained even more. And then it becomes even harder for you to regain that energy. And most training programs don't take this into account. You have to treat fatigue proactively instead of reactively. In other words, once you're tired, it's too late. You have to plan ahead so that you're not exhausted. And that's one of the biggest things that uh, has changed in my training philosophy. And it's one of the hardest lessons I had to learn. When you're young, it doesn't matter. Your recovery is so high, you can pretty much do anything. You can burn the candle on both ends. But when you start getting into your 30s and especially your 40s and beyond, that's just not a possibility anymore. The recovery debt adds up. And if you're not careful, what happens is you end up getting hurt or you get stuck in a rut where you're just going to the gym and you're just doing the motions. So if you feel like that's coming on, then you definitely just need to take a week off from the gym. You need to relax. And then when you go back, you need to proactively add in rest days. Right now, I'm moving and it requires a lot of physical energy. So if I'm moving boxes from the old house to the new house, you know, 1 to 2 hours a day in the morning, then that's going to take away from what I can do in the gym. Luckily, as I've gotten older, I've realized that I need to adjust my workout schedule. So on the days when I'm doing heavy moving, I'm doing less in the gym. I'm still doing the movement patterns because they're important, but I'm just dropping the sets. I'm not doing as many. So as we continue to get older and the stresses of life, whether you realize they're there or not, and they add up, it can be a problem. And that's when you have to adjust your training so that it complements your lifestyle. So instead of just doing all out strength work and destroying your nervous system, you need to start incorporating more conditioning, stuff that gets your cardiovascular system strong enough to be able to support the stress that you're putting your body on every single day. I mean, your family and your life aren't going anywhere. And if you don't adjust what you're working out or doing in the gym, you're going to affect how you are present for your family and your community. And that's a big deal. I know that when I'm tired, I don't feel good and I have less patience for everything. So I make it a priority to get my sleep, to get my recovery. And if I'm already exhausted from stress or whatever, then I'm still going to do the movement patterns and I'm still going to give a maximum effort. I'm just going to reduce the duration of my workouts. Instead of working out for 30, 45 minutes that day, I'm going to go in there, do all the movement patterns after I've warmed up 1 or 2 sets and be done in 20 minutes. I've done enough. The stress adds up. And as you get older, if you don't account for it, you're going to get hurt. And worse, your cortisol is going to go through the roof. You're going to get out of shape. You're going to gain body fat. You're going to have a whole host of problems that are going to result from being tired. Being tired and exhausted is the number one problem that most people have, and they don't even realize it. This is part of a series of being strong in life. And if it's something that resonates with you, there's some other videos that I think can also apply to these principles. And hopefully there's something you can take from it and it can help to improve how you balance your work, your life, and your workouts. Most important thing is being present.